In the silent hours of the night, when the world is plowed into darkness, and only the whisper of the wind breaks the silence. Hey, now is the best time to embark on a journey through this podcast of Night Stories That Lurk in the Darkness. Our book, it's a compendium of some meticulously selected tales of terror to awaken your worst nightmares. Hello everyone! Welcome to our podcast and get ready to have a good time while you are reading our book. But while that happens, here we are going to tell you a brief words what each of the stories will be about, so that you are curious and you guys want to read immediately our stories that are based on true stories. The characters you will find in these pages are a reflection of our own deepest anxieties and fears. Through the experiences that have been captured here, you will be able to explore the darker side of human existence and confront the horrors that lurk in the darkness of the psyche. It's important to say that each story is a portal to the unknown in a walk through the dark places of the imagination where the unexplained interweakness with reality. And these tales will immerse you in a world where intrigue and fear come to life. Let's start.
Hi everyone, I'm Lisa, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about Chapter 1. This chapter is based on true events with an unexpected ending. The chapter is called Sleep Paralysis. Basically, it goes back in 2021. I was going through problems with insomnia, depression, and anxiety. I was starting my first year of college online. There was the disease called COVID-19. So, I want to tell you a little bit of my experience narrated in third person with the character called Jane. That's me. In this story, I open up a little about my experience with sleep paralysis. From my perspective, it was something that traumatized me for life. Since paranormal events happened to me, or at least I think so. For those who don't know, sleep paralysis occurs when you sleep, your body is paralyzed. The only thing that reacts is your mind. At that moment, you want to scream and get up, but you just can't. All this mixed with paranormal presences, which you can't find any explanation. All this happens in a matter of minutes. Many have the belief that this happens because of the pressure that the humans have day by day. Your body, with a lot of stress, begins to create fictitious scenarios when sleeping. But after reading this story, do you really believe that happens because of that?
Hi everyone, good afternoon. My name is Daphne and I'm going to present to you the following stories that I wrote. The first story talked about reincarnation. Some people call it possession. My story begins with a 12-year-old girl who lived with her sister and he coupled for her sister. She always come home from school at night and felt that someone has following her. One night, she saw that they were watching her at her window, and when she noticed there was a man standing outside her house, they spaced, and she was very scared since she felt like they were following her. One night, her friend who always accompanied her home was sick and couldn't go to the school. There were two ways to get home. Along one that was going around to the block are always going through or early. She arrived early. She went down the alley, but suddenly, she saw the man she had seen in front of her house with a creepy look. The man wanted to abuse her, and suddenly, the girl took a rock and opened his head, leaving him unconsciousness. She ran scared and ran into her house, told her sister, and they went to the police with the news come down that he was no longer in the alley and they could never find the man. She and her family moved far away. And a girl who was new at teenager of 17 went to therapy. She still dreamed about the man and that night. More years passed and her sister had a baby. At the age of 3, she started to take care of him. The child looked at her ugly. He didn't want to approach her and had very strange behaviors until one night they were alone and the child had solaced himself a lot. So she decided to bed him. The boy threw a very strong tantrum, and when she put him in the bathroom again, his will the boy changed his appearance. His eyes shook, and he changed his voice, telling her to think that had happened. The night she was attacked, she treated her and told her that she didn't regret anything, that because of he was a child again, and that if he could, he would attack her again. She fainted and became unconscious. She didn't even know what happened. She woke up. The hospital horrified to be approached by her nephew. When she was discharged, she returned to her room and drawings appeared under her pillow with a very graphic drawing of what had happened. The boy wanted to attack her. Finally, she told her sister and terrified that she was for her nephew. She told her that it was the same person who attacked her. Her sister, of course, never believed her. So she, for the love she had for her sister, the girl left. Years later, she received an invitation to her nephew's birthday party. She went and was able to talk to her nephew alone and asked him if he remembered the drawings he had made. He answered that he didn't, but that she had a friend named Ignacio a long time ago and lived inside it. Well, this is my first story. It's a little bit dramatic, but if I were in your situation, it would be very chilling. My second writing or story was about a legend from the town where I live. I live in the Botland. When I was a child, I went to the museum a lot, especially to the garden. At my school, they gave us projects about its history and many things were removed, and one of them is a gigant stone dog that is exhibited in the museum. They told me, don't touch, because it was going to chase me at night. They also said that at night you could hear it barking and howling. You would die. Some say that it took care of the souls of the monks who lived there, others who were in the museum since the church was covered in gold. And I was inspired by this history because my grandpa really worked for many years there. He told us many stories, and he said that he once heard it when he was a watchman but I didn't take it into account.
I hope that with the follow story you can sleep. Hi, I'm Vianney. Today I'm going to tell you a little about this story. Listen and don't be afraid. In the quiet town of Teiku, a train station becomes the dark scene of a disturbing event. A mysterious accident unleashes panic among citizens, leaving an indelible mark of horror that extends beyond the tracks and envelops the community in an atmosphere of fear and suspense. Okay, imagine that you see someone dancing. You will say it's normal, but in the early morning, in the shadows of early morning, a young woman's peaceful life is turned upside down when, with chance, she discovers a mysterious woman dancing in the dark. The night dance unleashes a series of disturbing events that leave the protagonist wrapped in a chilling mystery, with the presence of the dancing figure marking the beginning of an experience that will leave her deeply impacted.
This story is about a person who was always beautiful. Her physique was spectacular. Everyone loved the energy she had, the popularity she had, but most of all, they loved how intelligent and dedicated she was to what she did. Catherine excelled in any activity she did because she was always thought to be perfect, but no one knew that all these efforts would give her an anxiety crisis and she would distrust everyone around her. Our story begins when Catherine was 8 years old and started practicing athletics. Her coach, filling her head with illusions, always telling her that she would go far, that she would be in the Olympic Games representing her country. Every competition she had, she always won. No matter the country, the weather, she always won. Thanks to all her merits, a very well-known brand came to sponsor her. Catherine was very happy to wear clothes, tennis shoes, backpacks of fierce brand, but above all to get to promote such a famous brand in the Olympics game. They say that the life has other plans in store for you, and that's how it happened to Catherine. One day, while trying, her coach tried to sexually abuse her. Catherine didn't hesitate to leave the world of sport and give up her dream. She tries to tell people close to her, but no one believed her because she was just a child. Her head was full of hatred and resentment that she wanted to take revenge on her coach for taking away her dreams. She took the worst decision, which was to shoot him in the chest.
She was too smart for her age because she made it look like it was suicide. Of course, she had no remorse and she is only a child, but she began to destroy all people. Never forget how they killed her dreams of being a great and recognized athlete. Catherine grew up and started high school. She was still beautiful and dedicated. She didn't talk to people, but she had kept her spectacular physique. She had developed at 16 years old. Many men talked to her, but she was not interested in any of them until she met Roberto. Roberto was the opposite of her. He didn't go to classes, he was very responsible, but he had beautiful eyes and curly hair that she loved. They met at a party and from there they began to know each other. Relationships at an early age aren't as rosy as they make you believe, because Roberto abused her physically, verbally, and she was so blinded by love that she even got pregnant by him and believed she would have a beautiful family. But it wasn't so, because one day Catherine found Roberto with another woman in her house. She couldn't stand it and ran away, and without realizing it, she was run over and unfortunately lost her baby. Again, they talked again. She couldn't stand it and ran away, and without realizing it, she was run over and unfortunately lost her baby. Again, they took away her dreams of being a mother, and this time she wasn't going to tempt her heart, because she had already killed once and she would do it again.